Alright guys, welcome back to another positive metal outlook video here on the Guitar Max channel. So guys, these days, and honestly even when times are good, it's so easy to just focus on the negative aspects of your life. So what I want to talk about in this video is sort of a little perspective exercise that I like to do that just makes you feel really lucky to be alive at all. And so even when, even if you have problems in life or things that are frustrating you, it makes those problems seem pretty insignificant compared to the fact that you're just alive and walking around and breathing at all. So sometimes this is called the cosmic perspective. And all it is just thinking of where you are, just thinking of yourself in relation to the rest of the universe in general, across the entire length of time that the universe has existed. Now that probably sounds pretty weird if you haven't thought about it like that before, but let me just sort of take you through this little line of thinking here. And I think when you get to the end of it, it doesn't take that long, when you get to the end of it, it really just makes you feel like, wow, it's amazing that I even exist at all. And you think that and you feel that, and you just walk around and every day you feel lucky to be alive if you keep this perspective in mind. And it's something that really helps me pretty much all the time, but especially if I'm kind of having a bad day or going through a tough time. Okay, so here's how we do it. So first of all, think of just the fact that you were born, right? You exist today because you were born. And you were born because your parents had to exist first. And just think of your parents' lives and everything that they went through individually to then meet each other and fall in love and have you, right? It's nice, kind of feel-good thing, right? But let's take that concept and extrapolate it backwards into the past, all the way back to the beginning of the universe. So not only did your parents have to meet, but your grandparents had to meet. And the same thing applies to them. All of the different, decisions they made and the circumstances of their lives, everything that they went through in their lives to then meet each other and then eventually have your parents who eventually had you. And that goes back to the great-grandparents and the great-great-grandparents and all the way back down the line. And think of all of the things that had to happen in society and in culture. Countries had to form. There had to be key inventions that led to, the increase in population, the cotton gin and modern agriculture and all this stuff, right? Electricity. All these things had to develop in order for society and culture to develop to where, there are more people and they're traveling to other countries and they're moving around and meeting each other. And you can trace this back all the way to the very beginning of human civilization. But it doesn't stop there. You can go even further back. Okay, we've got Homo sapiens, but then we also have Neanderthals, and we've got Anthropocene, something like that. But, there used to be other types of humans, of which our species is the only one that survived today. And even before that, okay, I mean, we're starting to go back millions of years into the past. All that stuff had to happen first, just so you could be born and exist at all. Okay, think about that. And even before there were any humans, we had to have hundreds of millions of years, even billions of years of evolution, genetic mutations happening. The ones that didn't benefit reproduction, those ones died out. The ones that did benefit, self-replicating life, I mean, that did work, and it led to future evolution, more complex species and so forth, just so we could get to the human stage. And again, this took hundreds of millions of years. Okay, again, it doesn't stop there. The frickin' planet that we live on had to form. And the solar system that the planet is in had to form. The sun that the solar system is around had to ignite. Okay, there had to be this massive gas cloud, hydrogen gas cloud out in the just in the cosmos. It had to be just the right size and density where it would collapse in on itself, and the combination of the gravity would strike the balance between collapsing and initiating thermonuclear fusion so it could turn into a star. I mean, all of that had to happen. The circumstances had to be just right, just so the star that we call our sun could form, then the solar system around it could form, then the Earth could form, then life on the Earth could develop, which eventually, billions of years later, would result in human life, and then all these humans had to interact with each other over, a million years, hundreds of thousands of years, and then human civilization had to start, and then we get into your ancestors. All of that had to exist and happen just the way it did, just so you could be born and then be alive today. Okay, so you're like, well, yeah, but it happened, and that's just how it is. Okay, no. Think about this. If just one thing in there had been different, you might not exist at all. If just one of your ancestors had died before they had children, you wouldn't be here, okay? And then, again, you go past that, everything that had to happen on the Earth, everything that had to happen in the solar system, the sun to form, again, all of this stuff. This is over the course of billions of years. It had to happen just that way, just so you could exist today. And again, there could have been just one single thing out of trillions of possible things in there that happened. There could have just been one thing that happened differently and you would not exist. Talk about lucky. Okay, the odds of you existing would make even the most reckless gambler cringe. So just think about all of that and let that sink in, how incredibly lucky it is that you exist at all. So forget about like, oh, gee, I wish I could have been, born into a wealthy family or maybe born in a different country or what, all the typical things, right, that people think of as being unfair in life. Just the fact that you exist at all is incredibly lucky. So yesterday, I was driving in my car and the car just, the car broke down, right? The car just died on me while I was driving. I have to wait there for the tow truck. Fortunately, I have AAA, right? You have to wait there for the tow truck. I got it towed home. Could have been a lot worse, right? I wasn't too far away from home and I was able to pull off to the side of the road into a parking space. I even found parking in LA, which is incredible. But, I'm sitting there on the side of the road. I'm like, oh man, this sucks. Oh man, boo-hoo me. Forget that. That problem is totally insignificant compared to the luckiness that I have of just existing at all. Okay, so that's the perspective. Sometimes people call that the cosmic perspective. It's just thinking of yourself in relation to the rest of the universe. And not just today, but across the entire length of time that the universe has existed. Okay, it's pretty amazing. Okay, it's pretty amazing that all that stuff had to happen just the way it did, just so you could exist. And it's not like it had to happen that way. There's basically an infinite number of people that never existed. Nearly infinite number of people that never existed because things didn't happen a certain way for them in order to exist. But you are one of the lucky ones, and so am I. And we all are. Okay? So I just want you guys to take a few minutes and really think about that and really contemplate that. And for me, anytime I think about that, I'm like, wow, it is just awesome that I am alive today and I exist at all. Okay, and so again, it makes my problems seem insignificant and it makes me feel just every day very lucky to be alive. All right, guys? So guys, these are the positive metal outlook videos. I really enjoy doing these videos. Let me know in the comment section below what you would like me to talk about in future positive metal outlook videos here on the Guitar Max channel. And yeah, I'm just going to enjoy my day. I'm going to go back to playing this awesome Epiphone Korina Flying V. Pretty awesome. And yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome day. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, all that usual stuff. And I'll see you very soon.